Hi guys, today we are going to use leaves to make art, to make texture rubbings, like the artwork of the artist Max Ernst. Then we're also going to use our leaves to make prints using our watercolor paint. So for right now, all we need are our crayons, and I'm going to use my crayons in fall leaf colors. So that's my red, orange, yellow, you can use a tan if you have it, a brown, and a green. I'm also going to need fall leaves. So I just stepped outside my classroom door and into the grassy area where you guys have recess and grabbed a whole bunch of different leaves. The leaves that are more floppy and soft feeling, these ones will be easier to use for our project than ones that are crinkly and dry, because these tend to break. However, whatever leaves you can find will be fine. Try to find some in different shapes and sizes, because that'll make our drawing more interesting. Okay, so to do a texture rubbing, you're going to take your leaf and put it underneath your paper. Try to feel in your paper where it is and hold it down, because we're going to be rubbing on top of it, and if it moves around while you're rubbing, it doesn't look as good. So then I'm going to take my piece of paper and my crayon, and I'm going to gently rub over the leaf. And I think this is kind of like magic, because the more you rub, the more your leaf starts to appear. I always think this looks really cool. If you're having trouble finding your leaf, use your fingers to feel where the bumps are, and if it's not coming out the way you want, you may need to push a little bit harder with your crayon to define the edges and the bumps of your leaf. Okay? You can also use different colors on the same leaf, because a lot of times fall leaves have different colors within the same leaf. It'll make it look even prettier. Just like that. Then I'm going to take my leaf and maybe I'll want to move it over to a different spot. Like that, and use a different color to define it. And I talk a lot about we don't want any part of our paper to feel lonely. So keep doing this until no part of your paper feels lonely, like it's a big blank spot with nothing on it. Maybe with this one I want to add a little bit of darker brown, because I think that'll go well with the red. It's up to you what colors you use and what order you use them. I'm going to try my drier, more crinkly leaf, see what I can get out of this one. Oh, I can hear it crunching already. And maybe since it's brown, I'll use my brown on it. Again, make sure you're holding it down. Oh, I can see the lines of my leaf, but the outline's not coming out too great. Maybe I'll switch to a darker brown. Again, start lightly, and then if you need to increase pressure, you can. And it's kind of coming out. It's just also breaking a lot. Let's try this guy. I'm feeling yellow for him. I don't know why. Now you can see, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but the yellow comes out very lightly, so it's better for an accent color or to put down first and then have a darker color like red go on top. You'll be able to see it better. And the yellow will kind of be underneath and just add a little bit more variety or color to your leaf. Oh, you can see that kind of destroyed that leaf. Maybe I'll go for this smaller leaf over here, because that's kind of a smaller space I have left. And I haven't done any green yet. Maybe I'll do green for this guy. If you would like to, you can try peeling off the wrappers of your crayons and putting them down flat. That'll work a little bit better for this project. I just don't like doing that for any crayons that are already whole, like this, because then it makes it harder to use. So if I'd already broken a crayon, like this bit of crayon is broken, I'll peel the wrapper off, because that makes it a lot easier to use for texture rubbing. It just also takes kind of a long time to peel the wrappers off sometimes. And I'll get another leaf, because this area is looking kind of lonely. Doesn't really have anything there. I have a lot of leaves that are pointing that way and up, so maybe I'll have this leaf pointing down. Put my crayon down flat, pinch it at the top, and again, watercolor back and forth to get that texture rubbing. You can see that one came out really nice. Okay? Once you're pretty much done with putting your leaves where you want, we're going to do our printmaking with our leaf. So when we print make with our leaves, you're going to need your set of watercolor paint, your water cup, and your brush. I'm going to keep my water cup nice and close to where I'm painting so that I don't drip. Open up your watercolor paint, and you're going to decide what color you're going to work with first. So I like red. I think I'm going to work with red first. So what I want is a lot of water on this leaf. So I'm going to add 5 drops of water to my red color. 2, 3, 4, 5 to get it nice and wet. Now very gently with the end of the brush almost touching the paint, just barely touching the water, I'm going to stir it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you've taken art with me before, you know this is what we call the 5 and 10 rule. Then I'm going to put all my stuff off to the side, including my picture, because I don't want to get my picture all messy. And I'm going to paint this red paint onto my leaf. Now notice I'm getting my desk kind of messy, so I'm going to put a spare piece of paper down underneath my leaf so I don't get my workstation too messy, because then I'll have to clean it up when I'm done. Okay, then I'm going to take my wet and painted leaf. I'm going to find a kind of a clearish spot, maybe over here. I'm going to put it down and I'm going to press all over the leaf. I'm going to press it down onto my paper. When I think it's good and pressed down, I'm going to lift it up and I have a print of the leaf on my paper. Another thing that you can do is put your leaf down on your paper and you can get your color and you can paint around the leaf, and that'll make an outline of your leaf on the paper. These are 2 different techniques that you can do to add more leaves to your leaf pile. If ever your brush gets too dry like that, just go back to your watercolors and get more. Okay, so now I have an outline of a leaf and a print of a leaf. Now I want to use a different leaf. Let's try this guy. And with him, I want a different color, so I need to make sure that I'm washing my brush in my water and do the 5 and 10 rule again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stir for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to take some of this orange and I'm going to paint it on my leaf. But remember what we said with the crayons, where not all fall leaves are the same color. So I'm going to paint half of it orange, and I'm going to wash off my brush. I'm going to go back to that red that I had mixed up, and I'm going to paint the other half of it red. Okay? Then I'm going to go back to my picture. I'm going to have a whole lot down here, so maybe I'll put it down here. And if it drips a few times, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm going to press my leaf down, press all the pieces, get that stem, and then lift it up. Now I have a multicolor leaf print. And you're going to keep going with this until your paper is all filled up with a beautiful leaf pile for fall. I hope you enjoyed this picture process. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week.